Absolutely no idea how this is going to go. My name is Josh Walker Davis. I travel. There's a plane going over. Scrap the intro part. I just wanted to do a video on what I've done the last 12 months and how I've got to where I have in bowls and the amount of travelling I've done, and yeah, pretty much what it's been like living on the road basically. I mean, I'm not going to bore you out. Let's just get into it, eh? It's fucking hard work when you're following a budget and you've got flights to catch, you've got trains to catch, you've got that next bowls tourney to get to. It's been a fucking grind, I'll tell ya, but I wouldn't take it back. I wouldn't take any second of it back. It's been an experience and a half, and yeah, basically it all started this time last year. We're now in July 2024, and this time last year I decided, fuck it, why don't I just go around and play and everything and see if I can snag up the #1 bowler, and managed to do it. I was obviously needed a bit of luck along the way, and but you always need a bit of luck. But if you put in the hard yards, yeah, anything's achievable. And some of the people I've met and some of the places I've been to is pretty crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. All started last year in Park Beach. Me and Baz got the win. Pretty big tournament to start off the calendar. It was absolutely nuts snagging that. $3,000 each. Set me up for the next sort of month and a bit. But two fondest memories from that tournament. Pretty funny, really.
Look at that. He's mad.
Still shake my head looking at that. How we played a fucking $40,000 tournament on mud is a unique experience, that's for sure. And then Baz won the pinball tournament too. That's what made the fucking sick trip. Yeah, we just came back from Coffs Harbour only a couple of weeks ago trying to defend our title. Unfortunately, didn't get the win, but you get that. Next one was Janiloquin in August.
Where did they come from?
Where's he coming from?
It's an emu.
My only trips with one of my good mates, Pippy Boy. I'm sure he'll be watching. Yeah, we did no good, but we had a fucking good time. 4-hour bus ride, we had to keep ourselves fucking entertained. Holy shit. But then it was Morwell, Dubbo, and fucking Fiverside. That was 2 weeks away. That was pretty hectic. Yeah, Dubbo's pretty crazy how we've won that twice. One of the biggest tournaments in the world, money-wise. So it was nice to snag that again, and then headed up to Broadbeach for a week up there with the boys at East Maitland. That was an awesome time. We fucking missed out on finals by fucking 0.5%. That was spewing over that. But no, overall fucking sick trip. One of my longest trips away, 2 weeks. Yeah, no, I had a blast.
The only way to get to bowls in Broadbeach is on the old fucking line box. Fire up.
Jesus, my hair looks so bad in that photo. But any time you win 10 grand, that's pretty nuts for only a few days' work. Yeah, on to the next one, Ningen, which is only the week after. I was home for 4 days and then back on the plane and fucking, yeah, Ningen in the middle of Whoop Whoop, eh?
You know you're in whoop whoop when you're playing bowls and there is a fucking only in Ningen. Would you say that?
That was one of the best weekends I've had away, that trip. 3-day trip, in the middle of fucking nowhere. Playing with a good mate Was. Shout out if you're watching, Was. You can tell I haven't done any of this editing shit before. I will get better. On to Moama Pairs. Late October, played with Cody Marshall, young gun in Tassie.
We've become good mates over the last couple of years. We had a bit of a tough draw up there. One of the biggest pairs tournaments in Australia, probably the biggest. We had a tough draw. We didn't play as good as we probably should have. Yeah, so it was a fun trip though, Moama. Never been there before. Hoping to go back there this year. It's invitational though, so need to get an invite. Yeah, see what happens. No idea where all the stuff that I've done has saved to. Anyway, Cabramatta at the end of November, Big Fours tournament in Sydney. Got there at about 1 AM before the day's play. Flight got delayed and stuff, but you get there on the big jobs. And first game, who do we play? The Aussie squad. So, never an easy game first start. Remember, I think we lost on the last bowl, I think. And then we won our next 7 games, so we finished 7-1, and it was a winner takes all. And yeah, I think we finished 3rd or something. So that wasn't a bad effort. Yeah, I'll try and find a photo. I must add that a lot of the tournaments that I went to, I didn't take much photos or do any videos or filming because I wasn't planning on doing stuff like this. So I got to search through the archives to find what I can find, basically what I've got saved on Snapchat really. Yeah, had a month down home, back away in December, Ballina Pairs. I was away for about 2 weeks here, so this is a decent one. Ballina Pairs with Jakey Wren. Always nice to get a win. Even better to get a win with, you know, one of your good teammates that you played a lot of bowls with. Yeah, it was nice to pick up a couple grand. And so we finished on the 31st of December, and then Jakey had to drive back to Dalby, and so he, on the way, dropped me off at Goldie Airport. I had a flight to Melbourne. Was playing in Warrnambool in a couple of days, so I had to get to Melbourne ASAP. And actually, when the new year ticked over, we were just landing in Melbourne. And so the pilot even said, "Happy New Year, everyone. You'll have to check this out."
Happy New Year, everybody.
I still pinch myself watching that video. Absolutely nuts. While you guys were out drinking and partying, when the new year ticked over, I was on a plane. And the plane had about 10 people on it, so it was a full A320 with about 10 people on it. There were 3 staff. It was nuts. I had about 10 rows to myself. I had half the plane to myself. And I got to watch the best fireworks display ever. It was absolutely bonkers, eh? Then we went down to Warrnambool and cleaned up down there with Jacko and Mitchie. We managed to get a win. That was awesome. And then went up to Ballarat for a few days and played up in a tournament there at Sebastopol and Webb Connor. We managed to come runner-up at Sebast. So it was just sort of bringing in pocket money as the trip went on. It was a pretty profitable trip, actually. And then ended up going up to Sydney for a couple of days at the end of it. And yeah, I think we came 3rd in a tournament at Campbelltown, just in the outskirts of Sydney. So yeah, absolutely mad trip. I'll see what I can find on it. Now, they say lawn bales is an old person's sport. I tend to disagree.
I reckon it's all about the cash, if you ask me.
Now, if you've made it this far, then you're obviously keen to probably keep watching the rest, so I appreciate it. I don't know how many people have made it this far, but yeah, well, if you have, I'm glad, and I hope you're enjoying it. Had about 6 weeks down home then. Couple tournaments down in Tassie that were pretty decent ones. Sort of a couple placings. Not too bad. And then end of February went to Orange in the middle of Whoop Whoop again in country New South Wales. That's always a fun trip. Went there last year as well. It's, yeah, sick fun. Can't believe I don't have many photos from these tournaments, Jesus. Played with Hayden anyway. We made the semis there. It was a pretty good effort. Master pairs there at Orange. Pretty big tournament. And then it was my biggest trip was at the end of March. Absolutely nuts this one was. I actually, so I had a bunch of tournaments anyway. So I flew to Melbourne on Tuesday night at the end of the month, and then had to bus from Melbourne to Adelaide on Wednesday because I'm on a budget. 10-hour bus ride, by the way, absolutely nuts. played the Thursday sectional at the Adelaide Masters, got through, jumped on a plane to Sydney, trained up to Newcastle, got there at about 3 a.m, played a 2-day tournament with Hayden again. We won that at Maitland City, and then that night I had to fly back to Adelaide to play the knockouts of the Adelaide Masters when I finished the round of 16 at that, the biggest singles tournament in Australia without a doubt. And then finished Adelaide the next day on the Monday. This is over Easter, I'm pretty sure. And then went to Sydney on the Monday, straight to Ettalong, which is about an hour north of Sydney, and then played in a 3-day tournament there. I think we got runner-up there. The rain stuffed us up on the last day. And then pennant started. And then, so we played Saturday, Sunday in East Maitland, pennant. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I had a tournament in Warrnambool. So I finished my game Sunday, my game of pennant, flew down to Melbourne, 4-hour train to Warrnambool, and then played 3 days there, and then finally got home Wednesday night. I think it must, a bit over 2 weeks that trip was, but that was absolutely bonkers, that trip. It was nuts. Flying, basically played a tournament within a tournament. It's like, I don't know if that's ever been done before, but yeah, that was quite nuts. That was April. Pennant in between. Every weekend we had pennant in New South Wales during that period, so there wasn't any more tournaments for the rest of the month. First week of May, played at Phillip Island again, the Phillip Island singles. Played in it last year and was lucky enough to win it, and this year went back and snagged the win. Phillip Island, you had to get a 2-hour train from Southern Cross Station and then a ferry ride. So it was actually the first tournament I played in where I'd have to get a plane, Uber, train and ferry and a bloody 2K walk just to get to the bolo. During the month, May, pennant had finished, so I had my weekends freed up a little bit to play tournaments, which was handy. So I went to Portland in Victoria, snagged a win there, and then played Saturday, Sunday, I think it was late May. And then Monday morning, 6 a.m. flight to Newcastle to play the Nelson Bay Pairs, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Did no good there. We won it last year, but yeah, this year we didn't do too good. Yeah, raining and wind was tricky. We didn't play too good. And then Thursday, Friday, went down to Ulladulla and played Saturday, Sunday with Dylan Essex, a mate I've met around playing in a few of these tournaments. So yeah, that was about 10 days away. 10 days away? Yeah, 10 days away. I got home Monday, so that was pretty good. Had a cheeky weekend trip to Barooga on the border of Victoria and New South Wales on the Murray there. Nice little spot. I think we came 3rd or 4th, and then basically the whole of June I was away. It was off to Queensland. So we spent 2 days in Kawana and then a week at Broadbeach, and then the Australian Open was on. And mixed results in everything. Didn't probably perform the way I would have liked, but it's a long trip up there, and probably not my go-to. I probably prefer a little 2-3 day tournament in the middle of whoop whoop. And then yeah, finished the trip off in Nowra playing with a mate I met at Nelson Bay actually, Rye. Absolute legend of a bloke. I'm playing in another tournament with him later this year, so I'm super keen for that. Yeah, and then that was it really. Got home on the 24th of June, and yeah, I was home until the end of the ranking period. And that's pretty much it, really. It's been a nuts 12 months, and yeah, I've loved every minute of it.
Ui. Ui. Taga.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's my story on how I snagged the #1 bowler of the year. I'm certainly by all means not the best player in the country. I wouldn't put myself in the top 50 players, to be honest. But with a bit of hard work and determination, I saw that there was a way around the system, and if I played and everything, then I might be able to snag it. And I ended up clearing 100 points to second place. So yeah, I was surprised with how I did, but I knew that if I put in the time and put in the hard work, I knew I could back my ability to sort of get me a few points here or there. But mainly, I just love travelling, so that was the beauty of it. I got to travel the country, and some of the places and people I met was just an absolute unbelievable experience. So I'm going to continue to do it for as long as I can. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some, I guess, vlog videos of all my trips away. That way, there's more detailed instead of just having a couple photos from a trip. I've got some actual better content than what this has been. Yeah, I thought I'd whip this up and just, yeah. If you've made it this far, then obviously you've been interested to know my story. So yeah, stay tuned for more to come, and yeah, I appreciate you watching.